Oh my goodness. Can y'all hear us now?
Yeah,
How
quality.
do
Check,
you
check, check.
do the how do you
I'm waiting for a
Seven fingers.
confirmation from the chat before.
No audio,
No audio,
Carl.
Carl.
Okay,
Okay.
see, we're
Well,
doing
we had a whole introduction and everything. But I yeah, apparently,
okay,
Robert
that's
wasn't ready for
better.
the Windows update, but just to restart us all over, sorry that we're a little late today for the final episode of season 3. We're just making sure we got everything in line. And I was saying usually I'm the one that's not ready, but apparently Robert wasn't ready today. But no, we got a good show to wrap everything up, and I can't believe it's the end of season 3 already. It really just flew by.
No, I'm 100% ready for the end of season 3. I'm not gonna cry. I'm already looking forward to season 4. I'm okay with it.
Yeah, I'm like I said, I'm not. It's sad the season's over, but I'm excited and ready for season 4 to get here and started.
Yeah, so much hype around season 4 for sure, and we got a little bit of a break, just enough of a break without being too much, and we'll have some fun off-season races in between. But I was just telling y'all before everyone couldn't hear us, I really feel Thursdays take more out of me. I don't know what it is. I just feel like Tuesday I just show up and have fun. Thursdays feels a little bit more like work. And so I think having the Thursday breaks is going to be my favorite part of this next 4 weeks.
That's valid.
Yeah,
That's
yeah. I
valid.
think my wife is excited that I'm not going to be
Yeah.
racing every Thursday or every Tuesday and then doing the podcast every Thursday, and I'm not going to be in the booth broadcasting a race on Wednesday. So, get to spend some quality time with the wife over these next couple of weeks. So,
Sure, she'll definitely
Yeah.
appreciate it.
Yeah, definitely. That's kind of the same story here. Got the baby, and the wife was kind of joking tonight over dinner. Like, with this break, you'll actually be able to visit your baby and see your baby. And I'm like, I know,
So, Carl, did you
I
know you
know,
have a
I
child?
know. It's crazy. It's. I know it's about 7:30, 8 o'clock when she starts fussing. So
Mm,
it's a reminder.
it's good to have those reminders. But before we get kicked off tonight for our award show and all of our fun stuff, want to give a quick shout out to all of our sponsors that supported us for season 3. Obviously, our title sponsor, Butt Kicker, Leader in Haptics, Sundance Pizza, our favorite people over at Sundance Pizza. Ideal Lease, Ascendance Trucks, Maddox Graphics, Advanced GG. Don't forget that promo code is WolfXLive10 for 10% off your order, and all of those proceeds go back into BRB. That will still be active during the off season, so if you want to get refueled up there. Big shout out to Maddox Graphics, CFM Performance, and also RevSimShop.com. And lastly, the merch hauler. New merch coming during the off season, probably leading up to season 4. I want to get a little bit of a break before having to put some more time into that kind of stuff. So, but yeah, that's that. Um, Man, where do we go? We go right into the race, I guess. Last week,
yeah, why not?
Might as well.
might as well as right. And man, does it feel good to talk about this race. Uh,
I bet Stephen Forbell, our Homestead Miami winner of race
man,
18, last race of the chase. Sorry, I had to give you your intro there properly,
I
Stephen.
appreciate it. Thank you. I had to give myself the intro in the race winner channel in Discord. Had to congratulate myself for that win, but no, we were at Homestead for the Butt Kicker 300. 200 laps at Homestead, mind you, is a long race. It felt good length though to develop. We had some long green flag runs. Unfortunately, some cautions, and we can talk about that here in a bit. Fell into it, but overall, I thought it was a lot of fun. I just loved the track though. Carl, Richard, y'all want to go through how your day went and what you saw going up through the field and whatnot?
You know what, Richard? Go ahead. You finished second. I think you should take this one.
I mean, I honestly really enjoyed the race. Usually, I'm not good at Homestead. I really don't like it because a lot of people like to run that outside line, and I can't. I can't run that outside line. I get up into the wall way too easy, and if you run any further away from that wall, you're not as fast. So it's just kind of like meh. And I was struggling for on the bottom lane last time we were at Homestead, but got a little bit of tip from Gavin before the race. Like literally 2 minutes he spent just telling me what to do, and I was able to kind of practice it and utilize it into the race, and I was able to run that inside line a lot easier. And the only problem I'm still need to work on is that accelerating out of the turn because I was burning up that right rear too much still. So still something I got to work on. But no, I thought the race was a lot of fun. I thought the amount of cautions we had was actually a pretty like balanced amount. It would have been nice to have full on green flag pit stop. What we did, we actually did. I think there was only like 5 cars that didn't pit, and me. And it was funny because it was me and Dakota Camper and Selby who were running 1, 2, 3 up front. In the post race interview, Selby he didn't have fuel to make it. He was not going to make it. He wasn't saving it all. He was just riding and hoping for that caution that we did get. Me and Dakota Camper, we were clutching going into the turns, and we were going to make it by I was going to make it by 2/10 of a lap. Dakota said he had a bit of fuel left to run it down. So we were hoping it stayed green. I would have finished second there also. But I'm glad the caution came out. It gave for an awesome, I think it was 4 or 5 lap shoot. Yeah, it was a 5 lap shootout. And I started 6th coming out on that yellow. And I was able to get around freaking Isaiah, Jared, Mason, and crud, I can't remember. But honestly, Steven, you did a fantastic job on those older tires. And I think if I didn't get loose coming out of 2, like we were discussing earlier, I did. I had a fantastic run going into 1, through 1 and 2, and I was gaining on you coming out of 2.
Yeah.
And just got just a little loose, which killed the momentum. And then I couldn't throw it into 3 hard enough and save the car. So one more lap, I definitely could have had you if with that slip up. But no, I mean, it doesn't matter. We didn't have that one more lap, and you pulled it off. So great job. But
thank you.
Overall, I mean, I really enjoyed the race. I thought it was a lot of fun. And just having 32 guys show up for the championship race on a race where a driver had already clinched the championship by just starting. I mean, that just goes to show we're doing something right here. We love every single one of the guys that show up here. You guys are awesome. You are what helped make this league what it is. And we appreciate everyone showing up to that final race. And I hope next season is just as exciting with every single race that we go to.
Yeah, we were just talking about that before we got started, and that was surprising. I didn't think I'd ever see something like that. Given the circumstances of the final race and the championship being locked up, and how many people still decided to show up and just race for the fun of it at the end of the day. But going back to what you were saying, Richard, I have to give a lot of credit to Gavin of literally just the call to stay out when that caution came out. Just because what we had seen all night of when you get fresh tires, they're cold for those first 2 laps, and they are really rough at Homestead when they're cold. Like you're not making any time. So knowing that, and when we went back green, I knew I just had to dig as much as I could those first couple laps, hopefully get enough of a gap to where when y'all's tires warm up that you can't make it up. And yeah, if we did have that 1 extra lap, I don't think I would be able to hold you off. My tires were definitely fading and fading quick. So I was just holding on to everything that I had, and just again knowing that I didn't think you were ever going to take the top, so just trying to keep it down on the bottom as much as I could and not give you a chance to. I mean, you definitely could have sent it, and I appreciate that you didn't send it because I did give you a lane to send it underneath, as we saw some people try to pass down there all night. But overall, I thought it was a great race, and watching it back on the broadcast, it was a great finish. Maybe not the finish we deserved, all in all, because especially I thought I was toast on my strategy call of staying out like 6 laps more than Isaiah and who else was it? Mason and Dustin. I thought once I made that decision, I had made my bed, and I'm like, I'm just gonna have to deal with it and live with it of coming home, whatever it was, 6th, 7th. Which would have been disappointing, but finally a caution came my way. And yeah, enough about me. Carl, how was your race?
Kind of the opposite, actually. I'm not good at Homestead. I talked about it last week. This is one of my worst tracks. I even during the practice race on Monday, I was really just trying to find something that worked. I don't know how, because usually the outside line prevails. I don't know how y'all are making the inside line work. So I got down there, I got loose. If I were anywhere lower than the top, I don't know, lane and a half, I couldn't put the power down. I was just loose in general. So I don't know how you guys are making time up there. I was making it work. I sniffed the top 10 a couple times, had an incident the beginning of stage 2 where Cole Younger clipped the apron, came up into Johnny and myself. That gave me about a minute of damage. Got that mostly repaired, but it put me back in the field, and I feel like I was making moves, making progressions through the field, and made an overconfident move down kind of the middle lane. We were 3 wide. It was Dustin, myself, and Braxton, or we're really, I was trying to race Jared at the time. But I got loose out of 2, and I thought I had it saved, but it snapped on me. I feel like the car hasn't snapped on me like that in a minute, so it kind of caught me off guard. But it snapped on me and sent me to the wall. Unfortunately, ended Braxton's night, and I didn't mean that. I know I talked with him today, or no, yesterday actually, and apologizing for that. So that was unfortunate. But really, that put me back. And then after that point, we actually got our long green flag runs, and I didn't have time to repair. I still had a minute left to repair at the end of the race. So I guess the 16th is not a terrible way to salvage a night after starting 23rd, 24th.
I mean, all things considered, yeah, I don't think 16th is too bad for what you had to deal with.
Yeah.
I know Adam had some issues. Was it lap 1? Coulter
Yep,
Park got
Coulter
loose on the
Park.
outside, and I think Adam slammed right into him. Had
Yeah, nowhere to go.
What was it,
yeah, I
lap
think he
1,
said he
turn
had
2?
four,
Yeah.
four, 4.5 minutes of damage.
Oof.
He was able to fix it, I think, roughly around the end of stage 1. But then got involved in something else again and had like another 8 minutes, and I think he just called it a night after that. Unfortunately, it seems like a lot of people, unfortunately, just were at the wrong place at the wrong time, but that's how it is every race this season.
Yeah, because Adam loves Homestead also, because it kind of suits how he
Mhm.
drives, right that outside wall, and just unfortunate, things happen right around him, and he was just when you're up against the wall like that, you've got nowhere to go, so
Mhm.
everything slides up to the wall. You're just kind of there for the ride, and yeah, it was unfortunate to see, especially rocking his girl dad paint scheme since he's going to be a girl dad. Congratulations to
Congratulations,
Adam
Adam.
Buzzio having a girl. But yeah, that's just the downside about running that outside line is all the traffic will just slide up and smack the wall. And if you're there, it's just you're gonna get collected.
Funny you say that about Adam liking this track. Of I swear every time we practiced or I was racing with him, he's like, I hate this track. I just don't know what it is. I can't figure it out. Like I'm just forget it. Like I'm not going to worry about it. And it's like
Well,
he was
I
doing
think
fine.
yeah, I think this track after the update, because he said it felt like they changed it because he couldn't run the outside as well as he did last time he raced there. So
I think maybe it was just something that came down with of if we had more laps of practice, like he would have gotten. He was figuring it out at the end of the practice race, and during the race, he probably would have figured it out as well if he didn't, unfortunately, get involved with Coulter lap 1. We know, especially without the faster pair, that's a terrible way to start the race. It's really deflating. But real quick, because we got an agenda we got to move on with.
true.
Our top 10. Myself, Richard in second, Matthew Selby with a top 3. Good to see. Jared Hughes, another good run, 4th. Mason Hausman falling down to 5th, an un-Mason like run. Scott Fritz in 6th, Dakota Camper 7th, Evan Tinko 8th, Isaiah Sutherland, unfortunately, 9th. After that last corner wreck with Gray Walker, who finished 10th. Real quick, meatball of the week. Carl, you go first.
Oh man, there are so many good ones, and it's unfortunate that I don't see him in chat right now. But I think my meatball is gonna go to Sam Dyer. And I was watching the replay today, and I was going over where I wrecked out of 2 and took out Braxton. I was already out and over with. Sam was going down the straightaway, and of no observable obstacles, he either gets loose or something and turns right into the outside wall. So out of everything that happened, I feel like there was a lot of room there, but out of everything that I saw there, I think that was one of the more oddball moments or meatball moments, as it were.
There you go. Richard, who are you feeling?
Uh,
wrap it up.
Man, I don't know. There really wasn't. I watched the race back. I'm gonna have to give it just because it was finally gonna be a fuel run. I'm gonna give it to Brendan for bringing out that last caution. That's
Ooh,
it. I'm
interesting.
gonna have to give it to Brendan Maddox for bringing out that last caution. I finished second either way, but it was a lot more stressful after the restart because I had to pass more cars again when I was already sitting comfortably in second. So I'm gonna have to do that. That's the only one I can think of.
I am also going to agree with you, Richard.
Oh, the double
I
meatball.
think or really just because of the whole situation. I think at the time Brendan was 3 or 4 laps down. And you see the leader coming, or well, maybe not the leader at the time because Isaiah was what, like 6th place technically. He was the first guy who had pit. Um, and he's running probably a second or a second and a half lap faster than Brendan at the time. Of just if you're in that kind of situation, you want to make sure you are completely out of the way of anyone just coming by. I'm not trying to, how do I say this, man? Isaiah could have made a different move. I see it that way too, and then after Brendan got loose and came up, it seemed like he just full throttled it, and it's just like something we don't need to be doing if there's only 5 or 6 laps left. Tough for me to say since it benefited me, but at the same time, I was honestly fine with it just running out and being over like the race, like a whole natural green flag run, which we should have gotten. And I just know if it was me in that situation, that would have been difficult to bring out that yellow. But for that reason, that would say there.
Yeah, like I said, that didn't change my race really at all. It just made it more of a stressful second place finish versus, I'm fine with finishing second behind Dakota.
I cannot believe y'all saved enough fuel.
Yeah, Carl didn't believe me either.
No, I was calling bullshit the entire time.
As soon as the green flag dropped, I'm like, Carl, I'm making the fuel last. He goes, no, you're not. I'm like, want to bet? He goes, I will bet you when I see it. I'm like, okay.
Well, I was like, Jared and I were talking about the same thing of like, can we make it? And we're like, we can make it if we really tried, but I don't know if saving that amount of fuel is going to benefit us with people just being able to take 2 tires and a splash of gas. Which obviously was the wrong decision to try to pit. But whenever I saw my fuel calculator said I was like 3 laps short, I'm like, I'm not even going to waste my time trying to save this. Like, I'm just going to push it and see what happens. And dang.
Well, and I got lucky there too because I was actually, when that caution came out, I was less than 2 laps on fuel. So I was running it out, hoping I'd catch a caution and catch enough of you guys either a lap down or gain some ground. And it literally came out, and when it came out, I was like, man, am I going to have enough to get back to pit road when it opens? That's how close I was when that caution came out.
I'm going to say this now, and I don't usually give out tips like this, but this is where when it comes down to like 2 to 5 laps shy of a fuel run, especially on a track like Homestead, it's 1.5 miles, I utilized the clutch like aggressively, and it worked out really well because when I released the clutch, because I would clutch probably 5 or 6 car lengths before the entrance of both turns, and I would be on the clutch till almost halfway through the turn with a little bit of brake just to kind of slow the car down a little more. But like as soon as you release that clutch, it's like the tires, they kick up with the RPMs and they grip a little bit more, and it kind of sets that car back to the right rear. So I was saving gas and saving enough tires just in case I needed to like get moving. I still had some tires left to be able to make a last minute charge. But I mean, seriously, it's utilizing that clutch is what really helps with saving fuel. And another thing that I was doing was like 80% throttle at times.
Yeah.
So
it really is an art to save that kind of fuel and just trying to figure out if it's worth it or not. It seems like at most 1.5 miles, it's worth at least trying if you can make it. But then in those scenarios where you can't make it and you tried the whole time, it's just so deflating because you're like, I lost so much time and I can't make it.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's a good balance, but y'all definitely played it. I think it was Dakota Camper, was it Josh Anderson too? We're all 3 good, I think.
Dakota Bleh also was doing it because I know Dakota Bleh, and I have done it many times before.
The fuel saving battles y'all have.
So, but who else was it? I want to say, God, I can't remember. There was about 4 or 5 of us that were trying to save it on gas, and Braxton saying he was doing it also. So
There were a handful, a good
Yeah.
handful. It surprised me because whenever I came out of pits, I think I was like 11th or something. I'm like, how are there so many people that have not made their stop yet? But I digress. Moving forward, let's go real quick to our driver standings, and then we can get into some awards. Our final driver standings. And just to preface this, we don't have updated team standings just because I got a little too busy with things. But dang, how'd you get this?
How'd we
Wow,
get what?
I didn't even update the winner graphic. I guess Robert did all by himself. Look at
Oh,
that.
look at that. Robert's on top of things.
Well,
Kind of have to be when Steven's late.
yeah. Steven's late making 27 awards. Jeez, like y'all need to stop racing.
Wow, don't say
No.
that.
I'd rather be overwhelmed with work because we have too many drivers racing. But our final chase standings for the season: Mason Houseman coming back. We didn't even mention this yet. Back-to-back champions for the BRB Butt Kicker Cup Series. Big shout out to Mason. He dominated a majority of the season. There were close points times between him and Johnny, I want to say mainly, and Isaiah. Sorry, him, Isaiah, and Johnny at times. And but at the end of the day, Mason was just too consistent and always getting almost top stage points and either like winning or top 3. It's kind of hard to beat, but well deserved for Mason. Isaiah bringing it home in second. Brendan Maddox with a good finishing point standings despite a less than probably ideal race at Homestead. He did get a bunch of stage points at Homestead, which helped. But finishing third, I'm sure he's really happy with that. And I think he won an award because of his improvement, I guess you can say. But Jared Hughes, with I think that's 3 seasons straight, Jared has finished 4th in the standings.
Forever fourth has been dawned on Jared. He has now got that curse. Sorry,
Jeez.
Adam, you no longer have forever fourth because you're in 7th, sir.
Yeah. But, Jared with a solid 4th of, I feel like he's one of the guys that's always under the radar with a lot of his consistency and speed, and to see where he, I think he deserved to be 4th. Myself 5th after a not so fun chase. Gray Walker with a good finish, and our unofficial official rookie of the year finishing 6th. And Adam Buzzio down to 7th after a tough Homestead. I know Adam's probably not too happy with it, but at the end of the day, making the chase and getting a top 10 is pretty good. Dakota Camper brings it home 8th. Matthew Catania is how it's pronounced, is what I learned this week, finishing 9th. Richard, you dug yourself up from 12th to finish 10th, so good job there. And then Dustin Stallings 11th, and unfortunately Johnny Wood Jr. down to 12th.
Yeah,
and
Johnny had to miss 2 races.
Yeah,
Past 2, so he was sick, and then I think he was having internet issues last week. He almost didn't even make it last night, also because of internet, or Tuesday night because of internet issues. So, Johnny, I definitely think could have gave Mason a close run for his money, but tis what it is.
I'll never know.
Next
season. But yep, there it is. Mason Houseman, season 3 champion, back to back for the first time, and we still only have 2 different champions in BRB history of I would argue the legends of BRB, being Mason and Gavin. Maybe we should do something about retiring their numbers.
Well, I mean, we can't just yet because they are both tied at 13 wins in the 3 seasons of the BRB Butt Kicker Cup Series. So we have to let them race those numbers, and we have to see how far it goes, and we'll see. There has to be a break here. It has to be a tie break.
Yeah, and I don't know exactly what that tie break is going to be yet. You can make the argument of Gavin has the wins and less starts, but I don't want to start any hot button topics here. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get into awards. We're not going to have the awards show up on the screen, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to post all of the awards to our Discord after the podcast. And you drivers that got a reward, feel free to take it, save the image, and go to your local Walgreens or CVS or Walmart. Feel free to get it printed there. Or highly recommend.
Or go to trophysmack.com and get yourself a metal wall smack.
You could do that.
So, yeah, check out Trophy Smack, guys. If you really want something that's really memorable, like I said, I'm gonna pull it off the wall here. But super high quality. It's metal, it's magnetic mounting and whatnot, but you can go get one of these from Trophy Smack. Any picture you want to upload, you can get one, and they have multiple different sizes as well. So go to Trophy Smack and get your award on one of these.
Well, there you have it. Well, without further ado, let me pull up my list. For some reason, I don't have it ready.
Even not being prepared.
Brendan, show us your metal wall thingy.
The wall.
He even spelled metal wrong.
He did. He definitely spelled metal wrong. If you want to see my other metal wall thingy, 1 second.
Uh-oh. He's going to get his Alex Bowman hood.
No, my running metal from Disney.
Oh.
That's the metal he spelled. Well, you should probably brush your teeth if you're worrying about plaque there, Robert.
Oh my goodness. All right. So first off, we're going to have Iron Man awards. And this season we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 different drivers who competed in all 18 races. That is by far the most we've ever had. I think we had 6 one season and then like 4 or 5 the other season. Because I do know there's 4 of us that have competed in every single race thus far, being me, Carl, Jared, and Evan Patinko.
Mm-hmm.
So those numbers. Oh, actually, real quick, Robert, if you can cut to the screen I have Meatball of the Week on. I wanted to go over this real quick before we get into everything. It might be a little hard to see on some computers. I'll try to zoom in as much as I can. But this is our season 3 by the numbers. So every season I've tried to do this just to see where we're at as a league and how we've grown and whatnot. But this season we had a total of 44 drivers participate in at least one race and 33 participate in at least half of the races, which is up 100% at least over season 1 and season 2 of how many drivers participate in at least half the season. So that is amazing, amazing, amazing to see. And just a shout out to everyone for participating. Total miles driven by all drivers throughout the season is approximately 125,000 and some change. Enough to drive around the globe 5 times or halfway to the moon.
That's a heck of a road trip.
So there you go.
That's a space
combos,
trip there, Robert.
Combos for the win.
Carl.
Who's
no
in
combos.
for it?
Had 15,379 total passes all season between all drivers, with an average of 854 passes total per race. 207 total cautions. Those do include each of the stage cautions for each race. So that number's a little inflated, but it averages out to about 11 and a half cautions per race. It's a little probably higher than we want to be, but at the end of the day, it's not terrible. Right, with Robert saying with the field size we had, and I couldn't agree more. Longest race was Gateway for the Ideally 250. It was a very, very long race. And our shortest race was technically a tie between Watkins Glen and Rockingham. So there you go. And then we had 4 wins by Ford, 9 by Toyota, 5 by Chevy. And all in all, of the drivers competing in league races this season, we used approximately 431 kilowatt hours of power by our computers alone. Yeah, I didn't want to even calculate that, but I don't know. What's the average energy price these days? 17 cents a kilowatt hour, give or take?
Oh, God, who knows? Depends on where you are.
Yeah.
Hey,
but,
we also, before we go on, Steven, we need to go to the league pick'em, because I think me picking you and you winning gives me the 2 picks correct over your guys' 1.
You are correct. And that, where'd that go? There it is.
Wow.
So,
yep.
You did get 2 correct all season.
Yes.
You had a hot end to the season.
I did.
So maybe I need to get you an award for that.
Sweet.
Maybe we can get you a little gift card for you and the wife to have dinner.
Oh
But either
man.
way, you get your flowers. Carl is your season 3 race winner picker award.
Pick'em award. I like the Maddox brothers. I did win something this season, so you know what? Your guys are right. Silver lining. I like it.
Boy,
That's why I was focused on it. I was thinking about this today. I was like, wait a minute, Steven won. I chose him, so I think that puts me at 2.
the curse is finally broken for us
Yes.
picking each other. Right. Well, let us get right into now of the long list of Iron Man awards that we have to go through. Of, like I said, 17 different guys, and we've got some people lined up waiting for us. Who should we pick first? We're going to try to give everyone a couple minutes at most, but we got a lot to go through, so we're going to try to keep it as quick and keep us on track as we can. Let's go ahead and start with Adam. What do y'all say about that?
Why not?
Why not? We always enjoy talking with Adam.
Let's pull Adam in here real quick. Adam Buzzio, this is Stephen Borbell with the Holler Podcast. Do I have you?
You do. Hello, Stephen Borbell with the Holler Podcast.
Well, congratulations on winning your Ironman award this season, and thank you for participating in all 18 races. How was the season for you?
Season was good overall up until the chase. For whatever reason, we caught some bad breaks there at the end of the season, but overall pretty strong. Happy to rebound a little bit in the final standings there, but yeah. As far as my season, it was fine or whatever, but looking at it from a league standpoint, it was great. I mean, with the participation that you guys touched on it already, especially having that many people through the entire season, gives me a lot of hope, a lot of confidence and optimism going into season 4 and beyond that. So overall, great season, I think.
Hey Adam,
Overall.
I know.
Oh.
Oh, sorry,
No,
Steven.
Carl, please take it away.
Hey Adam, I'm going to ask you a question here. I think we all know the answer to this, but was your highlight of the season? We know you won Talladega a couple of weeks ago, but what was your overall highlight of the season?
Personal highlight would definitely be Dega. Just winning at a super speedway after all the bad luck and the struggles I've had there, it was obviously very, very cathartic and exciting for me. That was shortly after we kind of started talking about the baby news too. So it was a lot of good stuff that week. Not personal highlight. Seeing Steven get a win was awesome. I was super happy to see my boy win Homestead. Sorry I couldn't do team burnouts with him, but my car was broken. That thing was a heap.
Funny. I was
It was
saying that to Jared after the fact. I'm
Yeah,
like, of course I win, and Adam is already
Dude,
gone.
I felt so bad too. Like I debated staying in the sim just in case one of you guys won, and I was literally a hazard. By the time the field came by me that second time, I was just in the way. And at Homestead, everyone's all over the place, so there's really not a good way or any good place to hide or get out of the field's way. And I bogged down the leaders. I think I bogged them down a little bit as they got past me, and I was just like, "This is dumb. Like, I'm just a problem." So I parked her, but man, yeah, I was bummed I couldn't do burnouts with you, buddy. But
Well, hey, if it makes you feel better, I wasn't able to do burnouts with yours because I got wrecked out early too. So it's only fitting.
It balances out. It all balances out.
We'll just make sure to win more next season.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then seeing how the league turned around after, the fast repair and the other changes we made, that was, obviously a highlight for me as well. So
yeah,
overall, definitely successful season. Hopefully next one we make the chase and have have a little bit better of a close to it. That's all.
Well, Adam, I mean, at least you got to be happy that Next Level was the team at Champions.
Hey,
winner,
whoa, we
so-
got to bring him back for that.
Oh, you're right.
Relax,
We'll
relax,
bring you
relax.
back for that. But
Relax.
we'll go ahead and continue my quick question here real fast. What are you most excited for in season 4? And will you be an Iron Man for season 4 as well?
I plan to be an Iron Man for season 4. I think I missed one race last season because of a vacation or something like that. And with work, being the way work is now, things can kind of come up suddenly. But yeah, I plan on being there and trying to get my other Iron Man award next season. What was the first part of the question?
What are you most excited for season 4?
Oh man, just we're gonna have some new guys in the league, some new teams, existing teams that are going to look a little bit different. So I'm really just excited to see that, and just excited to, have a full field going into season 4 and hopefully keeping it that way.
Awesome. Well, thank you for your time, Adam. Like I said, we will potentially be hearing back from you later in the next 40 or so minutes if you're still with us. If not, thank you for joining us, and great season, buddy.
Well, I'll be standing by. I want to talk about Talladega a little bit more. So
All right. Well, we'll talk to you here in a bit.
thanks, guys.
Well, that was Adam Buzzio, driver of the number 5 for Next Level Motorsports. And Robert, are you able to come off of mute and talk to these wonderful people? I would love to have you talk about your season, because I think, Robert, you won an award for Iron Man as well, and you deserve your flowers.
And the best part is now you all get to hear the disembodied voice of Robert Moyer Jr. on the podcast for the first time.
This is a great reveal. I love it. This is perfect timing.
I'm shocked this isn't a Sob Bacchus
You're good.
post right now. Robert's voice being revealed on podcast and T-minus.
Where is it? Where is it? You pull up the X.
Where's the
Let's do
post?
this.
Where's the post?
Oh, he's struggling.
He's setting up for you guys. Give him a minute. I promise. Okay. We're going to go ahead and grab someone else real quick. And who else other to grab than, since we can't get Robert right now, but let's get his teammate, Sam Dyer, in here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe, if I can drag him properly.
Go.
Wait, what are we
My
doing
goodness.
here?
Yeah, I'm trying to grab him.
What are we
It's
doing?
not letting me grab him.
Who, Sam Dyer?
Yes.
There.
There
Thank
it
you.
is.
Sam Dyer, this is Stephen Morvell on the Holler Podcast. Do we have you?
You do.
Well, thank you for joining us tonight and having some time. Congratulations on winning an Ironman award for season 3 and being there for all 18 races. I appreciate you doing so.
Well, thank you. This is my first official all the way through season I've been able to complete ever on iRacing. So it was an honor to do it here.
Well, I'm glad you decided to do it here, and take us through your season and officially beating your teammate Robert Moyer in the end of the season points.
Yeah, I mean, this season was a lot more of learning. I learned in the first 6 races I had the wrong driving aid on, so I was fighting the car more than I should have been. And I fixed that at Nashville Super Speedway, and ever since then it's just been growing, getting faster, and watching Robert be in my mirror, or if he was in front of me, make a mistake, and then I would get by him. And it was fun. It was a good season with Robert. Both him and I were learning throughout the time, and we were always around one another. So it was fun getting to race around one another, and happy to get over our woes of the first, I would say 4 races. Robert accidentally was taking me out, so we got past.
Robert was doing that all year to people. So. Oh man, that's awesome. Is there a highlight that you have from this past season?
Highlight, I would say probably Gateway. Finishing 11th at Gateway was shocking to me, and probably a highlight because I entered that race just miserable. I think I wanted to pull over after like 30 laps and just say, you know what, I'll take last place points, be okay with it. And I was pretty pleased with myself on almost getting in a top 10 multiple times this season, but I was shocked that I got 11th there, and that was probably the highlight of the season for me.
Yeah.
Do we know who beat whom there at the end of the season in points?
Oh, I can confirm Sam did.
Oh, Sam did.
It was a done deal, like with 3 races to go.
Oh man.
I think at that point my mindset was, I think there's a chance I might get 17th in points, and then obviously Carl knows what happened at Homestead for me.
Yep. We've covered that a little bit.
Well, Sam, it's been fun racing with you on the track here at BRB, and also being in the booth with you on Wednesday nights as well. So it's definitely the double dose of us every week. But good to have you on the podcast also now. But congratulations on your Ironman. Hope to see you run an Ironman next season as well. Make it 2 seasons back to back for you.
Yeah, that's the plan. The plan also is to be a little bit more aggressive, not to just start in pit road like I did 5 times this season, and not just go in the pits every lap.
Thanks for the 6th place start at Homestead, by the way.
Yeah. Hey, guess what? The person I would have been involved with the wreck was right in front of you. So, it was okay.
It was a good move in retrospect.
Yeah.
But well, Sam, real quick before we leave you, have one other question of with how BRB is currently the current state of BRB, what is one thing that you would do to make it better?
Oh, why would
no,
you
here
give it
comes a
to
rabbit hole.
me?
I know.
Why would you give it to
People I
I've
give it
been
to,
the
I give it to you.
potster of all
There is
potster.
nobody else better to give it to than you,
That's-
Sam.
Oh God, I was not
I just want you to
prepared for
pick
that.
one thing. I know you can probably pick 25 different things.
Oh God. Shoot, I'd probably be more aggressive on self spins, penalizing those. Just because we were being really lenient there after kind of letting if you self spun and you didn't involve anyone. I'm happy with we're slightly changing that rule, but I'd be a little bit more aggressive on that if you self spin multiple times to get parked or get ready to get parked.
Yeah. Okay. Well, hey, that's definitely something that we could look into. And I know, like we said, the self spin rule is changing in general, but
Mhm.
always looking for good feedback. And who better to get the feedback from than Mr. Feedback, Sam Dyer?
Oh, always here. Even if I agree with what you guys are doing, I just love stirring the pot. That's my favorite part.
Oh, we know. We know.
What? Sam stir the pot? No.
Oh,
We
oh,
like- we got
never.
a couple guys that
Love
love stirring
it.
the pot here, but
Love it.
Sam, thank you so much for your time. Thank you for being here, and thank you for just participating in BRB.
Yeah, it's a pleasure. It's a fun league to be a part of, and I can't wait for season 4.
Awesome. We can't wait to see you out there. But you take it easy, buddy.
I'll drag. Oh, you got him. Okay.
I got him now. It finally let me. Well, that is lovely Sam Dyer, the driver of the number 35 for Freaky Fast Racing. Robert, do we have your microphone abilities ready? All right.
Okay. So next driver.
I'll move on to the next driver. We're gonna go
man.
ahead.
You know what? How
and
about we
pull-
do?
Go for it. Pick it.
What when did Gray Walker? 5th place in points.
Yeah.
I think that's a great one. We haven't talked to any of the Accelerate guys on the podcast. So Gray Walker, it's Richard up in the podcast room. How are you doing tonight, buddy?
I'm doing all right. How are you?
Good. Excited to have you on the podcast for the first time. I believe what did he get? He got the Iron Man Award, also making every single
Yes.
race of the season. So congratulations on that. Also, the unofficial official Rookie of the Year as well, with 5th place in the points. How you feeling after this season racing iRacing League coming from Roblox? 6th. I'm sorry, 6th.
Yeah, I'm feeling pretty decent about it. Obviously didn't get a win, but I think I was decently consistent, finishing around the lower part of the top 10 most of the time, I feel like. So, all right, decently consistent. That's about it, really.
You know,
Yeah.
I just wanted to say how proud I am because I took a risk on you on our preseason picks of getting Chase, and you made me proud. You really grounded out. I think being able to start every race and be consistent, like you said, at least putting in those points really factors into making that chase or not. But you're obviously the season went a little high, little low. I know you got wrecked out by your teammate Braxton Skinner there a couple times. One memorable one at Gateway, where I think he got some air there. But what was a good
Just let me know when you're good.
Start dancing, Carl.
All right. So allegedly we are still good, or we are good now. Gray, I had a question for you, but I don't remember what the question was, so I'm going to phrase it this way. Basically, reinstating what Carl said, you have a lot to be proud of this season. Of not winning a race is not the end of the world. We see how difficult it is to win a race in this league, and I think this league we did have the most winners we've ever had in a season, but we did also have the most drivers by far that we've had in a season. It's just really hard to stay consistent, and I think you turned a lot of heads. At least where you were coming from and your background of Roblox isn't necessarily the most well respected in this world of iRacing, and that's not anything against you or your team. It just brings a stigma around it, and I think you changed a lot of people's opinions of that, of the way you drive. I would say you're one of the cleanest drivers out there, and you have top 10 speed almost every week. So just wanted to give you some kudos for that and your consistency throughout the season.
Yeah, thank you. It does mean quite a bit to be able to get recognition for that. So thank you.
Of course. But anything else for Gray, guys?
No, man.
Uh,
I'm just looking forward to seeing how well you can drive, and definitely challenge for a championship in season 4. I think maybe some fully accelerate team might even be a contention for the championship team next season as well, if you can get those guys learning a little bit of tips and tricks from you, sir. So fantastic work. Like Steven said, it was definitely questionable when we heard you guys came from Roblox, and watching some of the memes and gifs you guys share. So it was kind of like, oh God, what did we get into? But no, you did fantastic, dude, and
Yeah.
cannot wait to race side by side again with you in season 4.
Yeah, thank you.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Gray, and we'll catch you next season.
See ya.
That was Gray Walker, the number 25 for Accelerate Racing. Yeah, those Roblox guys, I think, really proved they deserve to be here from the moment they started. Honestly, all of them race with tremendous respect, even though they are kids by a majority of our standards at heart. They are part of this community and deserve to be.
They learned. I think they took, especially the early part of the season, and they learned. They learned
Yes.
a lot, and they used that to their advantage, especially Gray. Braxton even led laps through strategy, but he led laps nonetheless. So I think just getting that experience in general is a huge kudos and huge thumbs up.
For sure. And with that, I think we got. So we have all of us. I'll just mention all of us on the podcast. Myself, Carl, Richard, and Robert. All each earned the Ironman award as well. I'm not going to give us all separate time because we have so much time on this podcast as is. But just congratulations
Every week, these guys
here.
are lucky enough to hear us.
Yes. So congratulations
lucky,
to you guys.
Unlucky. I said unlucky.
Oh, what did you say?
For being here against your will. With that, let's go ahead. I see Dustin and Isaiah are on mute, so I don't want to necessarily pull them up. Don't know if they're available at the moment, but let's go ahead and get Brendan Maddox in here. Maybe. There it is.
Okay, there we go.
I
There's
got
Brady.
it. I just don't have it too much. But Brendan Maddox, this is Stephen Borbell on the Holler Podcast. Do I have you?
You got me.
Well, thank you so much for making the time and being here tonight. Congratulations on your Ironman award. Thank you for participating in all 18 races this season.
Yeah, absolutely. I've enjoyed it. And I was saying in the chat earlier that ever since I think round 4 season 1, I've made every race then. So a little bit behind you guys on the making every single race in the league, but
Well,
been
when you're not
trying.
here from the beginning, unfortunately. But I think it was you and was it Dustin and someone else I'm probably forgetting, but ever since y'all joined, Patrick, ever since y'all joined early on in season 1, y'all have been mainstays and staples of
Coda. It was Coda.
No, it was Charlotte.
No,
was it Charlotte or Coda?
Yes, it was Charlotte.
It was Charlotte.
We had a big influx season 1.
That's right. I just remember Dustin, he had some internet problems early on in Coda, and he came back to finish like 7th or 8th, so that's just the reason why I remember Coda.
Are you sure that wasn't Charlotte?
It was.
Oh,
I thought it was Charlotte, but either way,
the first race was Charlotte.
Sorry. Off on a tangent there.
And I mean, we're gonna we're going to talk with you again here later for your other award, and I'm going to try to save as many questions as I can for them. But what was your high point of the season? Was it your win last week, or not last week? Sorry, the week before. Sorry, at Rockingham.
Man, there's several high points. I could say the win last week or 2 weeks ago at Rockingham. I could say this week with Mason winning the championship. You know, as the team owner of Maverick, I take great pride in that. I I think it's tied for several things because I even remember the Pocono 1, 2, 3 with me,
Yeah.
Dustin, and Mason, and I. So there's several favorite moments. I think what edges them out, though, to be honest, with trying to think about it, is going to be that win at Rockingham, and that's mainly just because I put in. I think outside of the league, I put in 400 or 500 laps of practice. So I put in probably 700 laps of practice for that race. And it was really, really rewarding, just winning that race in the way that I did as well. And carrying Castle Smart Alarm, who's been with me since I joined the league, finally got them a win.
Yeah, it was awesome to see, and your work obviously paid off. I saw it in the practice race leading up to Rockingham, and seeing your speed not only on short runs but your long run too was very, very impressive. And I don't take that anything away from you, but it was faster than I felt like you were going to be originally, and leading to
Yeah.
how much you've improved this season. And again, we'll get into that later, but yeah, you and Maverick have a lot to be proud of this season as a team, I think.
I agree.
Yeah, and I just
Yeah.
want to say just a huge thank you also for supporting the bonus sprawl, being the sponsor for that last season. It was super helpful. It was something I kind of put together for season 2, and to see the amount of like popularity it had in season 2, and then the fact that we had a sponsorship from you guys at Maddox Graphics for season 3 just shows that everybody here, like, they enjoy that mid-season championship. So, and like we saw in the announcements today, we're bringing it back for season 4. So I hope to see just as much popularity in that next season as we had at these past 2.
Yeah, absolutely. Maddox Graphics, we are happy to hop on board and sponsor that. And we saw the success of it in season 2, and I loved it. I didn't win it, but that don't matter because we saw the success of it, and it was just like, man, I just want to put more behind that and get more behind it. So, maybe there's some news for that in season 4 in the following weeks as well.
Most definitely.
Yeah, Brendan. Yeah, I think I'll ask my questions and I'll talk to you a little bit more. Because we're gonna talk to you later. I know that, so I'll save my stuff for a little bit later for you.
Roger that.
Well, Brennan, thank you for hopping on. We will talk to you here in a little bit if we can try to stay on on task. We got a lot of catching up to do, but we will catch up with you shortly.
Yep, I'll be there.
Awesome. All right. That was Brendan Maddox, driver number 8 for Maverick Motorsports, and I'm getting word that Robert Moyer is able to speak with us. Robert, this is Stephen Borbell on the Holler Podcast. Do I have you?
Yes, you do, sir.
Well, Robert, congratulations on winning your Ironman award this season. And
Carl,
taking it
quit
out
laughing. Richard, quit laughing.
this is our disembodied voice that's in our ear every week. On top of being in every race, thank you for everything you do for this podcast, and trying to keep us in line is probably honestly more difficult than running these races. But what was your high moment of the season? Unfortunately, like we said, you weren't able to beat Sam
Oh
in
boy.
driver points, but other than that,
Be honest with you, my high moment is just make every race without even missing one. So don't matter where I start, where I finish at. I'm just happy to be out there, racing against you guys and getting my butt kicked, basically. So it is what it is. But hey, I'm having fun at it, man.
And I know me and Carl, we've both had a chance to work with you now, both of us being a broadcaster for you at one point in time.
Right.
Me currently, Carl retired. But it's really fun to be on track with you and actually see you racing instead of just being what we call the disembodied voice. Because even on Wednesdays, you're the disembodied voice in our ears. So,
Yeah.
But to see you come from, a prior league that we raced in, broadcasting us there, to racing alongside us now, it has been awesome to see. I mean, have you enjoyed like watching the growth of this group of guys through the past 2 years?
Oh yeah. I mean, some know and some don't know. I used to broadcast all you guys, and we just seen our different ways, and we all moved on, and we all moved on for the better. And I'm just extremely proud of all you guys and all the admins that put this thing together and watch it not just grow, but from leaps and bounds. From the numbers to where they were to the where it is now. And you got a podcast, you got a social media platform somebody's working on, always posting information. I mean, guys, I'm telling you, if you keep going the way you are, you're gonna grow yourselves, and you're not gonna know what to do, honestly, because you're gonna get so frustrated from growing. You're gonna be like, I can't take this no more.
Oh
That's a
man,
really good point.
I think that started season 3 because I know we left season 2 really kind of worried, like, oh, we're struggling to have 15, 16, 17 cars come and show up on a regular Tuesday night, and then this season, I think we witnessed that, and we're going into season 4 carrying that momentum and hearing that, especially from you, Robert. You've not calling you old, but you've
I'm
been
old.
around a minute,
I'm
and
old.
and you've seen a whole bunch of stuff. And
Yeah.
hearing that from you really makes me confident, and we're on the right track and doing the right thing. So that means a lot, definitely a lot.
Oh, most definitely, guys. And out on the track, like I said, we all have our little beefs and bounds, but afterwards we all yell and scream at each other on Discord, and then we just let it go and we move on. And I've watched this week on and week on that I seen people being, excuse my language, but pissed off at people, and by next week they're painting a paint scheme for them, call them lovey-dovey's, and it's like, wow, what a flip. So congratulations again, guys. And I just want to let everybody out there know that I'm not out in the track to make any beef. I know I run into people, I know I have my times and things like that, like we all do, but at the end of the day, I'm doing this for fun and the fellowship with all the drivers.
Well, we thank you for everything that you do to make our lives, honestly, it's just being part of the podcast and admin easier. So we thank everything that you do for us, and
No problem,
can't
bud.
wait to see you back on the track next season for season 4.
Yeah, I can't wait to run in the back again for season 4. Yay.
Oh, goodness. I just hope you're far enough back to where I don't see you.
No, you always see me, but as you're passing me.
Well, thank you, Robert. I appreciate it, your time,
No problem,
and
guys.
for getting your mic situation figured out.
No problem. I do apologize for everybody that lost audio. I was trying to fix my end, and then whatever. Windows updates screw everything up. But all right, well,
Blame
on to
everything
the
on
next
Robert.
one.
All right, on to the next one, indeed. And let's go ahead and get Isaiah Sutherland in here. Richard with the product placement.
Hey, they're talking about me having too much advanced GG, so I thought I'd show them some product.
I mean, that's fair. I mean, have you seen you lately? But Isaiah Sutherland, this is Stephen Warbell on the Holler podcast. Do you got a copy?
Oh, 1 second. I'm on my phone. I
All
didn't
right.
hear you.
Well,
This is well. Let's swap. Let's come back to Isaiah. Let's pull Dustin in. Let's try that. What do you think?
Isaiah, does that work with you?
I can hear y'all.
You got us?
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Well, Isaiah, congratulations on winning your Ironman award and participating in all 18 races this season. I know it's not quite a championship award, which you probably had aspirations for, but hopefully it's at least enough of a second place award for you. You had a great season, finishing in second place in the standings. Take us through your season. What was your highest point, maybe even your lowest too?
I mean, the highest points, of course, are winning races. Winning Bristol was really cool, and Dover was also really cool. I like the short tracks, and I had no idea that I kind of favored concrete tracks, but it seems like Andrew's the one that pointed that out. So
Concrete.
I think I just
King.
yeah, I think I just enjoyed the concrete, really. But no, the wins are definitely the high moments. Getting to meet a lot of you guys and connect a little bit more is really fun. A lot of a lot of the guys here are friendly, including you all, and a lot of people are competitive, and just getting to meet everyone and having really good racing when it was green flag racing. Um, Low points, of course, are always going to be the drama, and just I think the lowest of the low was the 3 weeks I didn't even get to finish a race. I think that was the lowest of the low, and after those 3 weeks, I already knew I wasn't winning a championship. So I think that was the gut punch. But overall, I mean, it's a really good race or a really good league, and had a lot of fun doing so and racing with everyone. So I can't really complain. I mean, at the end of the day, we're here to have fun, and I had a lot of fun.
Well, and that's the goal. So we're glad that you were able to stick it out and race all 18 races. Unfortunately, not finishing some of them is the downside of not having a fast repair, but it's racing, and you're not going to be able to finish all of them. So,
Right.
but Carl, looked like you had a question. Sorry if I cut right through you.
Yeah, is that you mentioned having those 3 weeks in a row where you had some really tough luck. Did you feel throughout your season that there was a swing that maybe you could have done one or two things different and you could have had a running at that championship? Do you know maybe an incident or two or a race or two where you could have maybe done something different and turned it around?
Well, funny enough that you ask. I actually took the points lead before those 3 weeks of terror. That's what we'll call it. I took the points lead, and that's when the next week is whenever we took away the fast repairs, which I was all in favor for. I really do like not having fast repairs, but of course, I think Coulter had an accident. And I can't remember if we were at Kansas or what, but Coulter had an accident, and me and Jared get collected, and I'm like, great, that was only 13 laps into the race. That wasn't really a big a deal, I guess, but I was like, okay, I might fall back down to second in points. It is what it is. And well, the next week, I think we go to Nashville, and everyone has instilled in me that I'm the concrete king. So I'm like, well, it's Nashville. I usually do good there, and it's concrete, so I look forward to it. And I actually was in position to win the race. I think we had a green, white checkered, and I think Dustin and Johnny were kind of bumping into each other or whatnot, and Johnny was behind me, and whenever he took that bump, I took it and I got spun out. So that stunk, like, oh, okay. And then the next week, I don't know where we were at, but I think it was Pocono, and I think me and Brendan connected at some point. I don't know exactly where it was in the turn or what. It might have been the chute, but and whenever I got collected, I saved my car. But then Adam didn't see me, and Adam just ran right into me. And no fault of his at all. It was just one of those things. So,
Sorry, you can blame Adam.
yeah, I'll blame I'll blame both. Let's say that. But the next week, so after those 3 weeks of terror, we're at Darlington, and I'm really excited for Darlington. And again, I ran second like the entire race. Johnny was just quick, and at the end of the race, I did a 2-tire strategy, and it really worked. I think we had like 25 laps to go, and had a huge lead on Johnny. And I was like, this is going to work. And I think with about 4 laps to go, I had a second and a half on Johnny, and everything was looking good. And I'm not sure what happened, but something happened to Maddox, Zachary Maddox, out of 4, and looped the car around and brought out a caution, and ended up losing that race. And I think I finished maybe 4th. It kind of put me on the back foot of things because I had to take 2 left sides instead of 2 rights because I took 2 earlier. So, I mean, to answer your question, Carl, that was the rebound race that I think I needed. But after Darlington, I mean, I already knew like there was way too many incidents for me to make this up.
Yeah, it just turned into a season, unfortunately, of what ifs. And that's never a good feeling. I know Carl has been thinking that a lot this season of what if I didn't get wrecked here? I could have made the chase, and who knows what would have happened. I've had that similar feeling last season. It felt like everything that could go wrong at a certain time did go wrong.
Yep.
What is that called? That's Murphy's Law or something like that.
Murphy's Law, yeah.
Murphy's Law.
So it's just one of those tough things of I draw a lot of similarities to race car drivers and baseball players, hitters that go into a dry spell for an unknown reason. They're doing everything the exact same, but the results just aren't coming.
Right.
And that's when you can argue that's the definition of insanity or something like that, doing the same thing and expecting a different
results.
outcome. Yeah. But it just gets into those struggles. And we know with someone of your skill and your caliber, I don't think anyone would disagree that you're a top 3 driver in this league skill wise. With that being said, you're going to end up on top more than you're going to succeed more than you're failing. So I'm seeing a really big rebound for you next season.
Yeah, I look forward to it. I appreciate that, Steven. And we're having a new teammate join on next season. I'm looking forward to. It's actually a guy I used to race with years ago. And in fact, in another league I was in, me and him battled for a championship, and we had a side-by-side finish at Michigan for the championship. And I won by maybe inches. So this guy he's real good.
We're in trouble.
I don't want to hear that, man.
A second Isaiah in the league, we're gonna struggle.
Well, he's gonna try to be full time, but he does have kids and he's I think he has a nephew that works on Tuesdays that he's got to go pick up. So I don't know if he can make every Tuesday, but I'm really excited to have him join and race with us. So I really am looking forward to that next season. And again, I do appreciate the kind words, Steven. You guys are all quick too. I don't think it matters really who's in the top 15. I think strategy and speed alone, everyone has a chance within that group to win. So regardless, I think I'm just in the right place at the right time, but there's a lot of people in this league that can do the exact same thing.
That's a great point. It is a lot of just being in the right place. I mean, I was in the right place at the right time this past week, and it just finally ended up falling that way. It was unfortunate for, I know yourself. I don't want to obviously rub any dirt in the wound there, but
no, I'm glad you won.
But yeah, I mean, it's just that one stroke of luck away. I mean, we had, what was the final? Was it 9 different winners this season? 8 different winners, something like that. I don't have the stat up, but yeah, I'm expecting more and more of that next season. And we're really looking forward to having you and the other racers.
10 different winners.
And, the amount of parity that we have, any week, anyone can win. I mean, we saw Zach King win week 1. I think that set the tone for the season. So, but
yeah, that's exactly it. Especially for me, I used my drop week on race 1. That was it.
I had to, but Isaiah, thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much for being part of BRB and being here week in and week out. And we look forward to seeing you next season as well.
10-4, we'll have to we'll see each other in the fun races that come up, and looking forward to seeing you guys next season.
Same here, buddy.
Yep. See y'all.
Well, that was Isaiah Sutherland, driver of the number 24 for Racers for Christ. It looks like we got. I'm looking real quick. Yep, got one more that will go over for Ironmans, and that is Dustin Stalling. Let me brag. Gosh, let me drag him in here.
What are we doing?
Oh, the chaos of the podcast.
Dustin Stallings, this is Stephen Borbell on the Holler Podcast. Do we have a copy? Oh, someone dragged him back. Dustin Stallings, this is Stephen Borbell on the Holler Podcast. Do we have?
Yeah, I got y'all now.
Okay.
Well, Dustin, congratulations on winning your Ironman award this season. I think it was a great season from you specifically. Had 2 wins on the season, and you showed that speed as one of our top drivers in this league. Bring us through your season, what your high moments were. Were they the wins? Were they all the team accolades that Maverick had? What was it?
Honestly, I'd probably say my high would probably be about the midway point of the season, where our team as a whole just started firing on all cylinders. I think we won. I can't remember how many weeks straight we won, but we found a groove and just kept building from there. There for a while, I honestly didn't think I would get a multi-win season, but I managed to have it happen later on in the season. It looked like I could have got a couple more, but things just didn't really work out. But as far as that, like, honestly, my high is just the team as a whole, not me individually. We just worked well together, come up with some pretty good strategies, and just getting to know each other more and kind of getting to know each other. And I'm pretty sure I said that twice, but just learning off of each other and leaning on one another. Like if we're struggling at some places here and there, but that's about it, honestly. I mean, my chase didn't really go as what I was hoping, but I was dealing with hardware problems at the time with like random screen going blank and stuff, but finally got that sorted out right before the Homestead race. Ended up being a driver issue with my graphics card, but got that fixed.
Well, I mean, you were fast all season. You did say you had a rough chase at times, and it was unfortunate. I don't think you finished in the standings where you deserved. But on that sentiment of your team success, how much has it meant as a team for Maverick to have someone like Mason be part of that team and all the knowledge and skill that he brings? Did that benefit y'all from day one, or how did that look?
Initially, I feel like we were just trying to fill it out and just kind of see how we kind of mesh together. It probably took a couple weeks before we really started figuring something out. I mean, I kind of had a rough start of the season with Isaiah at Phoenix, but I mean, not proud of it. But I mean, me and him's talked about it, and I mean, we're good on that end. I mean, I feel like me and him both kind of respect each other. I can't really say much about other people I've had run-ins with, but I mean, it is what it is at that point. I'm not really too worried about it. I'm just doing what I need to do, moving forward, and just focusing on what I can control and stop worrying about what others can control or don't control. But it just kind of up and down. Honestly, it's kind of hard to explain. I'm not really pleased with how my season went. I struggled with getting stage points quite a bit. Once the team started meshing and just starting to build each other up, when one of us were down at times in some weeks, and I just, me personally, I got to get better at getting stage points. I've always struggled with like short run pace, but I kind of feel like later this season I kind of started getting a little more short run pace, while also still kind of keeping my long run pace where I've had it. But
yeah, that's a tough balance to find.
Yeah.
I mean, I think I say it almost every week. I consider you to be one of the greatest, or the greatest that we have, of being able to save their stuff and work on a long run. But with how important those save points are here, something has to change, unfortunately. And I definitely saw a little bit of that balance from you this season.
Yeah, there's times where I get a little too greedy and kind of use my stuff up a little earlier than what I normally would. But I mean, with how some of these races pan out, I mean, you don't really know exactly what you need to do until that moment's there. And it's just, I mean, the more practice I've been doing, I mean, we really started like getting after it like the last couple weeks with practice. And I think that's really helped a lot. Having Mason, like in general, has helped a lot. He's super smart, like very knowledgeable of what works and what can't. and also just like team itself overall. I know all of us in the league, we're super competitive when we get in the heat of the moment, and we do kind of lose our temper.
It's
But
easy to do.
yeah, and having Mason, that's been a huge help, and it's been great. It, I've learned a lot, and with having him, he's kind of taught us just big picture. Just if something happens, just don't really focus on it and have that distract you. And I mean, it's been a big help. And
That definitely makes sense. Really, just the whole mindset of live another day. And
yeah,
keep moving forward.
that's exactly what I was trying to get at. I just couldn't get the
No,
words out.
I knew exactly what you meant, so that's all good. But Carl, Richard, do y'all have anything for Dustin?
I mean, no, I know we've had a few on track incidents also, Dustin, but nothing, that we can't that we didn't move on from. But no, you were always really fast. You're definitely really fun on the long run. I mean, you definitely one of the best drivers actually on the long run, and it's going to be. I mean, I've personally myself has gotten a little bit better on the speed, so it's going to be a lot of fun racing against you in season 4.
Oh yes, I mean, anybody's gonna have a run in with somebody at some point, and just how it's handled is gonna kind of be the telltale of how things are gonna move forward. Honestly, but I mean, I was really surprised at your speed at Homestead, Richard. Like I knew you were fast early on, and
Everyone was surprised.
just and like like I was kind of thinking, like I was like, okay, like I know typically like Richard, he's pretty quick early, and
Yep.
he'll kind of fade off, but I didn't really see that much at Homestead, so I was kind of impressed with that.
You and I were thinking the exact same thing, Dustin. I was watching Richard and like just waiting for him to burn his tires off his car, and I just didn't want to be around him when it happened, but it
Yeah.
didn't really happen as expected. So
Now my tires did burn off a little bit at Homestead, but it was not as
not as bad as the
uncontrollable as
practice
before.
race.
Oh yeah, well, I was in a different mindset during the practice race. Not a good mindset, so I'll put it that way.
Well, Dustin, thank you so much for your time. Thank you for being part of BRB ever since early on in season 1 and sticking through it all. We look forward to seeing you on track next year as well.
Yes, sir. I would definitely like to say I appreciate you guys, everything that you do for the league and all our sponsors and partners and stuff. Is without any of you guys doing all this stuff, like we wouldn't be here. We're all here to have good fun and be competitive. I appreciate the award, but this ain't a shot to you guys, but I'm not satisfied with it. Like I want
Okay.
more than that.
I think we have 43 drivers that are not satisfied
Yeah.
this season, unfortunately.
Yeah,
that's frightening to hear from Dustin because he did win twice.
Yeah.
And I'm of the same mentality. I'm not happy with my season. So hearing that from Dustin, I'm worried about season 4, guys.
But, well, Dustin, thank you so much, and we'll catch you around.
I appreciate it, buddy.
See you.
See
Sorry, I cut him off a little early. But
Wow,
that was
rude.
Dustin. But I'm not used to doing this. This is not my job normally. But that was Dustin, the driver of the number 0 from Maverick Motorsports. And just to expedite the process a little bit, I see we have a couple, or at least one driver that's still in the waiting room, but I'm just going to bring him in for his main award here soon.
Oh, is it the 2-time?
It is the 2-time.
Which 2-time?
The 2-time.
The 2-time.
Hold on, we have 2-times.
No, I know the 2-2.
Oh, the big head honcho.
You wear
big.
tutus?
The head
We gotta
honcho.
see this.
The head honcho 2-time.
But we're gonna move on to our Radio Sweetheart Award. I know we're all really excited for this one.
Oh no!
But
Oh, God.
It's not often we get to talk to the one and only Nick Renner, but I'm gonna bring him up here and see how long he can not get canceled.
Oh Jesus, isn't that the truth?
1, 2, 3.
Nick Renner, this is Stephen Warbell with the Holler Podcast. Do you hear me?
What up?
Well, Nick, thank you for joining us today and making the time to talk with us. Congratulations on winning Radio Sweetheart this season. The one award that's not for your skill on the track, but the skill of your radio ability.
Man.
I don't know. But congratulations either way.
Heck yeah, dude, that was awesome.
I can't even say that he got the Radio Sweetheart for in-race radio reasons. It was literally the opening race in the Discord. He went off and it got recorded and posted. And I think that's what everyone refers to when they're calling Nick the Radio Sweetheart.
Well, okay,
It was
all right.
glorious. It was definitely something to laugh at.
It might not have been the most popular. Well, actually, it was a popular moment, I suppose.
It was.
But you gotta admit, though, I definitely had the character that night. Definitely not on track, but it was character. Definitely character development.
Is
I think that's the motto of your season.
I think the way you get this Radio Sweetheart is that the filter between brain and mouth is non-existent, and whatever Nick is thinking, he puts out there, and it is for the most time glorious. It's definitely some listening material for sure.
You know, I mean, I definitely, if there was a Radio Sweetheart in high school, I definitely got that too. So, you know, not for the right reasons, but yeah, you know, it was I can't say it was a good season for me. You know, I definitely could have done better all season. But as a whole, I mean, it was a good season all around. You know, I had my moments, but it all came down to working with some pretty good people, and I think I worked with some really good people overall, especially with Mason and Brendan and all them. And I learned a lot. You know, it was I learned a lot. So not really much I can say. I mean, I'm Radio Sweetheart. It's not like I'm out here winning, MVP or anything. So
You know what you have to be proud about?
I finished top 5.
Well, I mean, yeah, but your lead lap finish at Talladega, and then you followed it up at Rockingham with, like you said, your top 5 and a lead lap finish, going from 0 lead lap finishes to 2 lead lap finishes in the span of 2 weeks. Yeah.
Now hold on a minute, because I also led 20 laps at Miami. So
you did, but you did not finish on the lead lap.
All right. Well, you know what? The tire barrels hurt. Okay.
So Nick, you
Simple
do have
issue.
the speed. You have the speed to finish the top 5. You have ridiculous speed, but you have to kind of balance that with, you know, finishing the race first. So how do you go into season 4 trying to finish race? And now that you're with Whiplash, how do you carry that and make sure you get some points as well?
I guess stop driving like it's NASCAR heat and actually put a little bit of focus. You know, the whole thing was this season, you know, I didn't really have a whole lot to look forward to. So, you know, going into season 4, I have a lot to look forward to now. So, you know, I know I have the speed. I know I have the group of guys to work around me. So, now I guess it's just putting forth the effort and actually making sure I get it done. So.
Yeah, Nick, I'm definitely going to be excited to see you race a full season next season and see what kind of speed you can bring to challenge guys like Dustin and Isaiah as well. So, yeah, look forward to you racing all season next season and see how you can perform, man. It's going to be great.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm hopefully I can get a win. You know, I was I think I can get
Zach
closer
King can, you can too.
So exactly, if Saab Bakers can get a win, I can get a win too. So you're right.
Oh man, I don't know.
No.
Carl's still waiting on one.
In all seriousness, Nick, you definitely do have the ability to get a win and to run well. I'd love to see if you can get focused and really focus on your racecraft and seeing where you can finish, because I really do think if you focused enough, you could make the chase next season. You have the ability.
Yeah, I'm just trying to make sure I get in. You know, it's fine. I'm fighting King for the last spot, so it's okay.
Oh goodness. Well, Nick, thank you so much for your time. We're gonna bring you back to your repo friends, and look forward to seeing you next season.
Yeah, y'all have a good night.
You too. Oh goodness, Nick Renner, everyone, congratulations, radio
Good to have him on the
sweetheart.
podcast finally.
Yep, a little bit. He's always complained about not being on, but
Man,
that was
I don't
good,
know.
man.
He's a wild card. The out of pocket stuff that comes out of his mouth because that filter is missing is
Well, we're gonna go now on to the win of the season, and that belongs to Adam Buzzio for his win at Talladega. I
How
know this was
close
a
was
heated
that
battle.
vote?
It was very close. I don't have the official tally up, but it was within a couple of votes between him and Dakota Camper, last I saw. 2 super speedway wins, which is quite interesting, what it came down to.
look it up
Oh, I
right
mean, you
now.
have the number 3 winning at Daytona. That's hard to beat.
Yeah, I
It
thought
was
for sure that was going to do it.
It was a 4-point difference. Dakota Camper had 9 votes, and Adam's win had 13.
There you go.
Wow.
But I mean, hey, when you're the head admin, the head honcho of BRB, you kind of get a little bit of pull in there. But let's bring him in here. Adam, this is Stephen Borbell again. Welcome back to the Holler Podcast.
Happy to be back.
I
You
think
sound
we've
happy
talked
to
to
be
this guy
back.
before.
Yeah, you sound familiar. I think you've been on this show.
Once or twice it's happened, I believe.
Well, Adam, congratulations for winning the win of the season or win of the year, whatever you want to call it, for your win at Talladega. I'm also going to include, since we have you, the Next Level Motorsports Team Championship that you were a part of. Take us through both of them. Just take it away.
Yeah, I mean the win of the season, I was super flattered that everybody turned out to vote for me. I mean, I just didn't really expect that. I know Dakota's win at Daytona was super popular too, and I think he was I think he ended up being pretty close as far as votes go. I think we kind of touched on it earlier. Just it's been kind of a trope within the league that I have awful luck at super speedways, and then it just never really works out for me. But that was the first race as a team that we really sat down and worked with other teams. You know what I mean? We've always had like a loose agreement with one team or another to kind of make it work, to try to make it work. But I don't think I would have been in the position I was in if it wasn't for the guys that we were working with, whether it was Racers for Christ or I know Limitless kind of got their knees taken out from under them, but Racers for Christ was up there, and Jared too. Jared played a huge part in helping kind of control that inside line for that race. But I think I made a comment during my interview with Pit Stop that it was the highlight of my season. It really was. It was just, I've had a monkey on my back with these super speedways for so long. I actually do well in them outside of league racing. It's just, one reason or another can never bring one home or even really get decent results from them. But so it felt really good to get it, and then to have everybody, obviously vote for that as the most popular one of the season meant a lot too. So thanks for everybody that voted, and yeah, hopefully we can win a race that's not on a super speedway next season. Now that's the goal. I've never been in that position before, so we'll go into next season and try to get one of our more traditional wins. But happy to have gotten it when I did. As far as the team championship goes, that the results kind of spoke for themselves this season. Next Level was ahead pretty much the entire season. I think maybe after the first week or two, maybe we weren't first or it was close, but we really stretched our legs out there, especially in the middle part of the season. And that just comes down to consistency. You know what I mean? Steven, myself, Jared, we're not necessarily the flashiest drivers on the track and not necessarily making the highlight reels for different reasons every week, but we're always there at the end. Jared, and I don't know the statistics, but I think Jared, Steven, and I finished within a couple spots of each other, like at least 3/4 of the races this season. So
Sure.
If I finished 4th, Steven was in 5th, and Jared was in 6th, or whatever order it was in, it just seemed like we always managed to find each other on the track. And I think that's because we're all, I think we all have very similar pace, and I think we all approach races very similarly as well. So I think it just kind of naturally flushes out like that. But super fortunate to be on a team with such a great group of guys. I don't want to forget Gavin either. I mean, he's not out there with us every week, but
He helped
he
4
is.
races this season.
What's that?
He helped. He drove for 4 races this season, so he definitely contributed to those points.
Yeah, definitely contributed to the points, but not just that, but just the off track stuff. I mean, Gavin is obviously better at this than definitely better than me. I think it's fair to say that Jared and Steven acknowledge that he's a little quicker than them too. And he always just manages to give like that little piece of advice sometimes that you're missing. I know he helped Steven out at Homestead with kind of convincing him to stay out on those older tires.
Yeah.
And Steven got the win, you know what I mean? So Gavin, just because he's not driving the car on the track every week with us, he's still a huge part of the team. So just happy to be part of a team with such a great group of guys and getting the results this season.
Yeah, and I looked in our average finishes. I was 3rd average finish, you were 5th in average finish, and Jared was 7th. So right around each other. The consistency, I think, is perfect. Of we all attack the race the same way of just trying to be there at the end. We unfortunately don't have the win numbers as other teams, and I don't know if it will ever be that way because I don't think any of us are aggressive enough to do that. But and not to take anything away from anyone else in the team, but I think Jared deserves some flowers for another 4th place driver standings finish. He's just so under the radar every time, and he's always there at the end, no matter what.
Yeah,
well,
I
and
think
people
that
forget Jared won season 1 at Richmond.
Yeah.
Like Jared has won in the BRB Cup series. So it's sorry, Adam, didn't mean to step over you, but yeah,
okay.
I think Jared is definitely one of those very underrated, even by us here at the podcast when we're taking our picks sometimes. I think Jared is very underrated sometimes.
Yeah, I think that is kind of next level story. You know what I mean? I don't want to say we're underrated, but like I said, we're just not as flashy. You know what I mean? When you're seeing issues on track or arguments or even just dominating races, like it's typically not us. Like we're not typically involved in the shenanigans or the necessarily the fight for the win every week, but we're always right there, kind of quietly getting the results. So. Jared just said in chat, Adam forever third, or Jared right behind me, forever third and forever fourth. Wasn't forever third this year in points, but yeah, the story stays the same though. So yeah, happy to be a part of the group and just look forward to what we can put together next season.
Well, awesome, Adam. Before we leave you for the night, thank you again for your time. What is one thing you want to tell the league before you head out?
Oh, we getting all mushy on us?
I'm
No,
gonna make him.
I'm not gonna get too mushy. I do it too much, but no, just obviously real quick to. I know you guys do a good job, but just a huge thank you to our sponsors. This league literally would not exist in the capacity to exist without them. From Butt Kicker, Sundance Pizza, Ideal Ace Ascendance Trucks, Advanced GG, Maddox Graphics, CFM Performance, Rev Sim Shop, and of course our hauler. Just all the partners that continue to have faith in what we're doing over here and kind of believe in the vision and stay on board. It obviously, again, couldn't do it without the sponsors. And then obviously just huge thanks to all the drivers for kind of taking a chance, on a newer league, a season or two ago, and all the new guys that have joined too, and just for sticking with us. I know we've had some growing pains and some changes, but I think everyone knows we have the league's best interest at heart for every decision and every change we make. And I just appreciate everybody showing up. I couldn't believe the driver count for that last race. I mean, if you would have asked me, at season 1 or season 2, how many drivers would be in the finale of season 3, my answer would not have been 32.
Yeah.
And it, there's so many different things that go into keeping people racing, and just to see that, kind of warms the heart muscle. And obviously, I mean, all 3 of you guys, and as well as, Gavin and Rev, the admin team as a whole, just for doing everything you guys do. Each one of us kind of has our strengths that we that shine through for the league, and it's a team effort, and I just appreciate everybody and everything they do.
Well, thank you so much, Adam. Thank you for all the leadership that you provide for us and for all the drivers in the league. We look forward to seeing you in season 4.
Looking forward to it. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, buddy. That was Adam Buzzio, your winner of the year, or win of the year award winner, I guess is a better way to say it. Congratulations to him. We have 3 more main interviews tonight, and we're going to move right on through it so we can try to catch back up. We're a little bit behind, and I apologize for that. The sheer amount of Ironman award winners we had definitely slowed it down, like I kind of anticipated, but we're going to get to the end here very soon. With that being said, we move on to our most improved driver of the season, and that is Brendan Maddox. Let me get him in here once again. Brendan Maddox, this is Stephen Borbell again with a Holler Podcast. Do we have you?
You got me.
Well, Brendan, you are back, and this time it is to celebrate you winning the most improved driver for season 3. Congratulations. I think it was a relatively easy choice, and that's not taking anything away from any other drivers, but just the growth that you've had since you first came to BRB, and your consistency and just top end speed week to week has definitely exceeded a lot of people's, I guess, expectations, and a well deserved award win for you.
Yeah, I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Sorry, we're sitting here playing Reap. I'm trying to mute them. I'm trying to figure out what you're doing, but I'm also trying to mute them. Keep in mind, focus back on what we're talking
You're
about
good.
here. Yeah, I had a whole, I was thinking about this. I drove for 5 or 6 hours for work today, so I was thinking about, winning the award and kind of what it meant, and where I was at the end of last season. I wasn't happy with. It's mostly a joke, but I really wasn't happy with getting an incident so much that it was meatball of the year that I got. And you can ask, Rev. I went to him and I said, look, what's some things I can focus on and change here. And that's kind of the focus that I took into this season is, taking every week, looking at things that are going on and trying to decipher what changes to make, where are ways that I can improve, what are things that I can do to change, and just improve my craft. And that's what I was trying to look at after every race. And then in an incident that happens, it's kind of like, obviously you're mad in the moment, but then, after that, you're kind of need to take a look and see, well, what could I have done differently in those moments? And so just trying to take a serious look at that. They're messing with me in repo right now. So
Of course.
that's kind of where I'll leave that for the moment. See if you guys have any follow-up questions or anything.
No, Brennan, it's been awesome to see your improvement from when you entered the league back in season 1-ish. And it's been great to see coming from, the aero tight situation we had that is the running joke with you to being up there and, I mean, just dominating a race like Rockingham. Just seeing that improvement has been extremely awesome to see. So just to have more competition up in the front of the field is even better to see as well, just as a field standpoint. So it's great to see. Congratulations on the award as well.
Yep, I appreciate it. Appreciate it, Richard. It's good to be up there and battle these guys.
Now, Brendan, after last season, I know we had a friendly little rivalry going on who was going to finish minute in the chase. You made the chase and I didn't, and that offends me. You weren't supposed to make the chase. You and I were supposed to battle for the best of the rest, and it was supposed to be you and me. So I'm offended. But in all serious, it was well deserved. I'll be the first to admit you're an aggressive driver, but you've been able to refine that and really work towards being aggressive but cleaner. I know you and I've had some issues on track, throughout the past couple of seasons, but nothing that hasn't been, able to get over. So you've been able to refine that aggressiveness and really use it to your advantage. And again, Rockingham really helped you shine. So again, congratulations on the award, and I'm excited for season 4.
Yeah, I appreciate that. You're right, Carl. We were supposed to have a nice little battle for best of the rest there, and I listen. All I gotta say is just get better, man.
I'm
Oof.
trying, man. I'm trying so hard.
No, you're consistently. I think you consistently have top 10, top 5 speed at times even, and it's just unfortunate incidents. And we could see, Dustin's the same way, but he had a terrible chase because of X, Y, Z that happened or whatever, and um, and that's just part of racing. Things happen, and you can't control that. I did not expect to finish third. I think it was in the points. So I had my eyes personally set on I think I finished 8th or something last year. And like, hey, let's climb up to 6th or 5th, and did not expect to get anywhere near third or anything like that. And on the side of improvement, you mentioned that, Carl. There is aggressiveness, but then there part of that improving that and refining that process is seeking people after incidents and hearing things that are tough to hear in the moment. Like I don't want to hear that I made a mistake. No one wants to hear that stuff, but it's good conversation to have, and ultimately that's kind of what led to it. And I got to shout out my team as well, and Mason, Zach, and Dustin. There's I think Dustin kind of touched on it a little bit, but there's times in races where things happen, and you just have to learn to let an incident go, and not let it ruin your night. And then even past that, rest of the week and the Discord stuff like that, it's kind of don't dwell on things that are just going to cause issues. It's kind of the mantra a little bit, or the mantra, however you say that word. But those guys, they really helped me reel in some of that aggressiveness. I'd say Dustin is a big help for me there. Help me reel in that aggressiveness and target it to not just be aggressive driving over my head, but let's channel that and actually drive and be aggressive and make smart moves with it.
And it's definitely paid off to a degree. Obviously, I mean, winning most improved driver, but we're gonna let you go back to playing repo with everyone down there, and hopefully next season we're talking to your brother about this award. Maybe you can fix that for him.
Yeah, we'll see. He's a hard cookie.
Thank you, Brendan. We'll see you next season.
Thank you.
That was Brendan Maddox, your most improved driver for season 3. Down to our final 2 awards, and it brings me great joy to welcome into the Holler podcast the Mr. Two-Time himself, Dakota Bleh. Let me get him up in here.
Wait, that means we have 3 awards left.
Well, if you want to go over that other one, we can.
We should do that. We have to.
We have to, because I guarantee you people will riot if y'all don't talk about my award.
We have to.
Let's get Dakota in here real quick. Dakota Bleh, this is Stephen Borbell on the Holler podcast. Do we have you?
What's going on, fellas?
Well, Dakota, thank you so much for making some time for us this evening in your very busy schedule as the most popular driver, back-to-back most popular driver in the BRB Racing League. I'm sure everyone's trying to get talking with you every night and to hang out and play repo, I guess, with everyone else.
Yeah, you know how it goes.
But congratulations on going back-to-back for the most popular driver. I think when you got here, there was a certain, I guess as the kids say these days, aura about you. People gravitated to you, and just your whole mentality of racing around you is always an ease. I don't think anyone has ever had a problem racing around you, unless you're Richard and you want to arc break Dakota during the practice race. But thank you for being part of BRB and being a key part racing each week.
Yeah, I love this group. And it's like there's such a variety of skill within the group. So I've got guys that I race with more often than not, and then I got the guys that I know maybe I shouldn't hold them up. But I've been having a ton of fun battling with old Zachary Maddox and his former brother William. So I may not finish very well every week, but as long as I finish ahead of those guys, I'm pretty
That's all
happy.
that matters.
Well, Dakota, it is a pleasure to race with you on the track every week. And again, I do want to apologize for the practice race earlier this week. I was not in a good mindset for that practice race, so I apologize, sir. But Overall, it is a pleasure to race with you each and every week. I mean, even when we do have the long green flag runs and we are catching you and lapping you under green flag, like you get out of people's way. You don't try to hold up the leaders for no reason. And I mean, you and I, we've had our races also where we try to run out the gas mileage thing. We've done a lot of practice races where we've done that. It was between you and me on saving gas. So, but no, it's fantastic to have you here. I mean, you're a fan favorite for everybody for a reason. 2-time, most popular driver. It's great to have you here. And I mean, the whole nickname of Dakota Bleh, started by Borbell, has been also a great little cherry on top of everything. So
Yeah,
pleasure to have you here, man, and it's awesome.
Honestly, thank you, Steven, because you probably helped propel me into this
You're welcome.
MPD
It
role.
probably did.
This is our award. Well, you are BRB's, I guess, Chase Elliott, we can say, is the most popular driver, but hopefully that means you got a championship coming soon.
We'll see.
We'll see.
I
We'll
do want to
see.
congratulate you, though, on your top 20th. Finished 19th, actually, in the end of the season standings. How does that make you feel?
That was realistically my goal. I finished like 12th or 13th last season, but we had that influx of talent, and I mean that like legit. There's just so many talented dudes here. So
Yeah.
like top 20 was what I was hoping for, and I just squeaked in there this week with a little bit of help from Mr. Brandvold not racing, but also that 11th place finish sure did help me too.
Definitely, and only by 4 points over 21st is what you got it by. So it was just squeaked, but
Yeah, it was
definitely
tight.
well deserved. Carl, you have anything for our most popular driver?
Yeah, definitely. Because Dakota, especially if this season, I think we've raced a lot around each other because one incident or another, and I know when the rare occasion where you have that bad luck, and I hear that 84 is in a wreck and can't continue. It's just kind of like it hurts. He's like, all he's doing, he's just on the track, he's just minding his own business. Why do you have to involve Dakota Bly in anything? Like, just leave him be. And like you said, at top 11, you've had some luck going into some of the races, saying, hey, I'm just gonna run my race, and you do, and you end up with the top 15. So you're doing something right. The top 20 here, when we have a bunch of drivers start and a bunch of drivers run, you're doing something right. So just keep it up.
Yeah, I've been very fortunate. I actually don't think I DNF'd to race this year, and I
Dang.
looked the stats. I think I completed the most laps, which was pretty shocking. So I've just been trying to
I can
survive.
confirm that. Wow, that's a great stat.
Steven slept
It's
on
a
that.
fun
We all
stat.
slept on
Yeah.
that.
Wow.
Dakota
that
Blair,
is-
our new statistician. Carl, you're fired.
For real, apparently.
I'm out. I'm out.
Oh,
Yeah, it
man.
was a fun stat to see, and it's like
That's
at the end of the
awesome.
day, I'm here to make some of y'all laugh if I can, and then run around 20th place, something like that.
Well, and I
That's a
think
good. That's a
another
good
thing that
Tuesday night.
contributes to your most popular driver is you were going back on the statistician thing. You had the least incident points for any driver with 15 or more races.
Oh yeah.
So
Yeah, I
I
mean,
think
I've stayed out of a lot, luckily. I felt like I had a lot of bad luck early in the season, but I managed to stay out
Well,
of a lot towards the end.
when we have 25 plus cautions a week, the first 2 or 3 weeks, it's bound to happen to
It was
everyone.
rough.
Yeah.
But we
I'm
cleaned it
sure
up, and that was awesome to see.
it was.
I got a
And
little worried at one point, but
I don't think you were the only person worried.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure the
Well,
whole league was in shambles there for a minute.
Well, I can tell you now, the admins were sweating on what to do. Like, we were trying to do everything and think of everything possible to help clean this up, and I think we did a good job. And the drivers also, responded really well with the changes we made. So, yeah. But no, it's like, that's impressive. The stats that you have for the league season 3.
Dakota, before we let you go, I'm going to pencil you in already for next season's most popular driver and look forward to talking to you again on the podcast. But is there anything that you would like to say to the league, to the drivers, to anyone watching?
Honestly, I appreciate you guys, and I never thought I would win the first MPD award, so to win 2, that's pretty crazy. especially since I allegedly got the hauler taken away. I don't know about that, but
I
I
wouldn't
think
put all the blame on you.
No, you do like to stir the pot and poke the bear, which is hilarious to watch.
well, I got a campaign for that MPD.
Exactly.
Make sure you got to make people laugh. Got to entertain. Got to entertain the boys. So
Are you not
I really do.
entertained?
Exactly. And I appreciate everybody who did vote for me. I still appreciate everybody who didn't vote for me. And I'm gonna make you laugh. I'm gonna make you laugh, and that's my mission. If nothing else.
Dakota, we're so thankful to have you in this league and just your personality. It really puts a smile on most people's faces. So we appreciate everything that you do and being here every week as well this season. Don't want to overlook that. You are also one of our Ironman Award recipients. So thank you very much for being here week in and week out and putting in the time and the effort with all of us. But we look forward to seeing you next season as well.
Awesome.
With Redacted Motorsports.
Oh yeah,
Wes.
new
Love
team
the
name,
color scheme, love the logo, love it all. It's gonna be exciting to
new
watch.
number,
Everything's changing. But
all
Dakota,
changed.
thank you so much, buddy.
Yes, sir. Thank y'all.
See ya.
See ya.
Well, that was Dakota Bleh, your most popular driver for season 3, back to back. Man, it's awesome to have someone like him.
Yeah.
An Alex Bowman fan on top of that all. So
I got to send in my Bowman flag that I don't have. That's
Yeah.
right.
Well, before we get into the last award, we'll get into the meatball of the year. And thankfully, I don't have to drag anyone in here for that, because that goes to Richard Wolsifer. Congratulations for your award of meatball of the year. What do you have to say for yourself?
It's embarrassing. No, it's. I mean, the season didn't really start out great for me anyway. Had just getting involved in stuff, but then just throughout the year, I just either stupid mistakes that I made, like Watkins Glen, like the speed I had at Watkins Glen, just to kind of step on my own foot there. But and then it just had and then just stupid mistakes. The other ones, like, just not a natural thing for me to do. I know Zach King, he was on par to go back to back for it, which would have been great to have another 2-time in the awards banquet here, but we didn't this season. I kind of took that crown from King.
Well, I think it was Brendan officially last season.
Yeah, oh, was it? Oh, see,
Yes,
I thought it was King, because that's why King started Meatball Motorsports.
He was the unofficial meatball. He wanted to win
gotcha.
it this season. He came up a little short.
Gotcha. But no, it's a funny award we give. Yes. It's not something I am happy to have, but tis what it is, and it's just a point of my driving where I'm going to do better next season and not be that recipient.
Well, yeah, I mean, look at the turnaround that Brendan had, from winning meatball last year to getting, I don't know if focused up is the right phrase to use, but I mean, I see similar speed and ability out of you, and it's just being able to hone it.
Sorry.
Product placement. They are a sponsor, but no, I think you have the ability to turn it around, and maybe we'll see you as most improved next season for all we know. And it's not going to be Zachary Maddox. I'd be very disappointed if that's the case, though.
And I'm not going to say that I don't want most improved driver. I still feel like I have a lot of speed and a lot of potential to be up there racing, for top 5 or even better. It'd be awesome to see, other drivers come in to be the most improved, like Braxton Skinner. Like, he's got Gray Walker to be able to teach him and learn a lot from him. To be awesome to see him get most improved driver. Being here for 4 seasons and being one of, in each chase each season, personally, I don't think that would be an award that I should get, in my honest opinion. I know my vote would go to someone who, like, we didn't see up in the front a lot, or we saw have a lot of speed but not really get there at the end. So but no, like I said, it's not something I'm going to go for next season. I'm definitely going to kind of kind of tidy up my driving a little bit better. A lot of it was just small misjudgments. Other times was just driving mad or angry. And So it's just trying to dial in those emotions in the middle of a race can be hard, but it's something you got to do and get used to doing. So
And that's where I think Carl needs to step up his game as a teammate. I think the most important part of being a teammate is the emotional cheerleader at the end of the day. I mean, you have to be each other's biggest fans to a degree. Obviously, well,
there's a
go
big
ahead.
problem with that is Carl is getting mad at himself every single race that I'm trying to be his cheerleader to calm him down. He doesn't have time to help calm me down.
With my most previous season of season 3 of the dumpster fire, I was not the greatest of teammates in terms of support, emotional support. I was there to try to finish racing at points for the team, but emotional support, I couldn't support myself in that in that factor. So yeah, it was a rough season for Limitless overall. I think Johnny Wood Jr. was definitely the shining gem, the silver lining through the season, but it was definitely a rough season for Limitless as a whole.
Yeah, and Johnny was a great pickup for us also, finishing second place last season, season 2. I mean, it was only natural when Mason moved on to Maverick Motorsports and helped them out that it didn't make sense to not pick up somebody of the same skill and capacity of racing their help. Yeah, caliber. So picking up Johnny, I'm glad he wanted to join us. I'm glad he's sticking with us for season 4 as well, though he might not be here every single race due to him starting a business with his friends or his compadres, whatever. But Johnny has been an exceptional help to myself a lot because he's helped quite a bit. I know Carl's been trying to learn as well, and Carl's had a lot of consistent speed as well. He's learned quite a bit. It's just trying to stay out of situations that sometimes, like a lot of the times, majority of the times, just been out of his control. So, but yeah, no,
bad luck.
severely bad luck. So hopefully season 4 is Carl's year. But yeah, no, we're gonna aim for not getting that Meatball of the Year award and try to get less than 3 next season, if any. So, but we'll come back better, stronger next season.
Well, good deal, and congratulations again, Richard, on your Meatball of the Year award. And without further ado, let's move on to our last award, and that is obviously your driver champion. So let's get Mason Houseman in here. Mason Houseman, this is the Holler Podcast. Do we have you?
Oh, I'm here. Hello.
Well, Mason.
He's repoing also, by the way.
He is also repoing. I'm aware.
I am also doing this thing called a repo.
Well, Mason, congratulations on not only a driver championship, but back-to-back driver championships. Absolutely dominating season, 6 wins, 14 top 10s. You would have dominated in a full season points format if it wasn't for the chase, and you dominated in the chase too. Take us through your season. What were your highs? What were the lows? And start there.
I'll start with the lows. I think that's kind of hard to tell because I don't really remember much of the regular season. I definitely think maybe one of the lows is probably the very first race is Atlanta. I think our team was doing such a good job, and then all of a sudden it kind of just fell apart. And that last couple of laps kind of just went off for me as my team kept going forward, which is really good for them. But for me, it was probably a low. And then my high, I don't know. I feel like my high was probably my first win this season because especially after winning a championship last season, you have such high expectation, and that getting that first win of the season for sure was probably the best moment of this season for me. I just said for me twice.
Well, it's kind of nice that the low of your season you ended up finishing 8th. I think that's a pretty good idea of how your season went as a whole. Obviously, well deserved. Every week it seemed like you were getting as close to max stage points as you could and battling top 5 for that win. But no, it was truly remarkable. The amount of talent that you have really helps our league as a whole grow and try to chase someone that's faster. It's basically the carrot in front of your face trying to catch it. But no, I mean, you being here has taught a lot of us a lot of things. And like we spoke to some of your teammates earlier, your involvement with Maverick was monumental to them as well.
Oh, I for me going into like a partial. Not partial? What's it called? Not partial role next season. Oh, what's
Part-time?
that called?
Part-time.
Part-time. Thank you. For me, going into a part-time next season, I kind of just wanted to give off as much as my knowledge as I can of any type of racing. I think with Accelerate when they first came in, I think I had a little bit of a problem with Gray there for a little bit, but he was understanding and he wanted to learn. So I mean, if anybody who wanted to like learn a certain track, if I was fast there, I just wanted to teach them. I just wanted to make it so everybody in the league understands that this is a family and that we're all here to support each other, and that we're trying to make this the best league we can. So why not try to all come together and work with each other? I know I for definitely me, I had a couple incidents with people, and I said a couple words I probably shouldn't have, but I'm sorry for saying all that, but I just wanted to, you know, for the times I did help people, I'm happy that I was able to help them out with their respective track that they wanted to learn.
So Mason, you were pretty much a runaway and dominant for the majority of the season. I know Isaiah said he was a leader there until maybe the last third of the season. Was there a moment there that you thought that maybe there was you were concerned about losing control of this control of the championship, as it were? Even though you won the first two rounds of the chase, was there any kind of concern on your end?
My biggest concern was Talladega when we went there, because I know I don't have a very good track record there. I know when I was with you guys, I'm pretty sure I got wrecked, and then I wrecked Carl, and then yeah, it all went to crap.
No.
I know, limitless imploding. I know, right? That's insane.
That was
But
Vegas, remember?
yeah, well,
Well, that felt like the whole chase last season.
That is true.
I did a personal implosion at Talladega with Limitless, but I think Talladega, because I was nervous, especially after last season, because that hurt. I mean, I was lucky that we went into the Roval right after. It's uh, sorry. We went into the Roval right. Sorry.
Oh boy,
Someone's dying in repo. That's what's
Repo is
happening.
striking.
No, I just watched Gray and Nick just kill each other. But no. Oh, what was the question? Shoot.
You're talking about your Talladega implosion.
Oh,
Yeah.
no, Talladega was by far probably the scariest moment for me, because at any moment during that track you could just completely die. So I think that when I left that track, I think in like P6, I was relieved, because I knew at that moment that as long as I just maintained and just finished the race, I would win the championship. So I mean, it was a pretty calm championship this season, and I had great fights with everybody, but I just was trying to maintain as much as I could throughout the entire season.
Well, Mason, congratulations again, back to back. It's not a small feat, especially when we grew up. I feel like this season as a league, the competition, the numbers, everything. So it definitely doesn't get overshadowed. And then at the end of the day, of winning two back-to-back titles is very difficult to do. And I'm pretty sure any of us would be really happy if any of that happened. But congratulations again. We look forward to you being with us next season, even though it is only on a part-time basis. But either way, it's still going to be a good, beneficial thing for the league to have you on track.
Yeah, and I like I do after every race. I just want to thank everybody. You guys have all helped me become the person I am, and have helped me. I think a lot of people can say when they first met me, I was a quote unquote train wreck, immature snag, and I liked causing drama. So I appreciate all you guys helping me become the person I am today. It was an honor meeting all of you. I know I'll be racing a couple races next season, but not as much as what people think I will be doing. I'm just going to take a step back, and I understand that I don't want to take anything away from the drivers that are going to be racing full time. And I want to obviously thank the admins, all three of you. You guys are great. You guys helped put this stuff on. We wouldn't have this league without you guys. And obviously, I want to say thank you to Andrew and Zach for broadcasting every week when we do our races. And obviously, thank you, Robert, for jumping in and helping out these guys figure their crap out.
we just need to get Steven on regular schedule here.
Yeah, good luck with that.
We need to get Robert, not Robert. We need to get Richard on a regular schedule. Coming to every single one of them.
Oh,
Hey,
yeah.
hey, I can't help my work sometimes.
The only person on the podcast without an Iron Man podcast award.
Ooh,
That's fine.
But-
I gotta make money.
Well, Mason, once again, congratulations. Thank you for all you've done for the league and contributed to on and off the track. We appreciate you, and watching you grow has been great. But we will see you around a little bit next season.
thank you, boys.
Thank you. Well, there you have it. That was your driver champion, Mason Hausman for Maverick Motorsports. And that concludes our awards for season 3. Sorry to everyone that times were a little bit skewed, a little bit after the fact, but honestly not as bad as I thought it was going to get. So I appreciate each of y'all that were able and got on here with us. It was a good opportunity to showcase some of the drivers that don't always get to be showcased in our league. It was really awesome to have everyone on. We thank you for being here throughout the whole season. It was a very pivotal season for BRB, as we've said on multiple occasions, and we wouldn't be here without everyone sticking through it all and through the tough times. And now we get to enjoy the fun side of it all. Season 4 is set up to be the season, I would say. So make sure you tune in and try to participate in as many off-season fun races as we have coming up here. Just to kick us off next week, we go to Charlotte in the Pro Light 2 trucks. Is that what they are?
Yes, the Pro 2 lights.
The Pro 2 lights at Charlotte Rallycross on next Tuesday, a normal race time, 9 p.m. Eastern. Try to tune in, try to have some fun, or just enjoy it. Don't worry about winning.
It is. Oh
Yes,
yeah.
Robert, thanks for reminding me. Big shout out to Pit Stop TV for pouring their heart and soul, honestly, into our league. The growth that they've had with us, we wouldn't be where we're at without them either. It's a very symbiotic relationship. I think I used that correctly.
Mutually beneficial
Yeah,
relationship.
there you go. The relationship has been amazing. Andrew and Zach do tremendous work with their broadcast and just as individuals. I couldn't be happier with our broadcast team and the relationship that we have with them, and looking forward to very many more good races with them next season and hopefully beyond.
Yeah,
Cool.
and also just a huge shout out to every single one of the drivers in the league as well. I mean, we had a rough start to season 3 with as many drivers as we had, but we made the correct changes, as much as all of us didn't want to make the changes that we made, but they were in the long run the better changes that were made. And I think the product that we've been able to put on track since those changes, alongside of Pit Stop and their amazing quality and what they do for this league, we have seen an influx of new drivers wanting to come and join us for season 4. And I'm going to tell you now, Friday, y'all better be on your game. If you're a new driver and you're tuning in tonight, you got to be on your game about signing up, because there's going to be a limited number of spots and we won't allow any more than for 43 drivers. So we will have a wait list, and we have some things in the works for that, so to help people out. But yeah, don't be sleeping on Friday when signups open up, because you don't want to miss out on season 4 and what we got going on. So like I said, all drivers from season 3, you are locked in, so you don't have to worry. But yeah, man, season 4 is going to be wild. It's going to be crazy, and it's going to be awesome to be a part of, and awesome to go back and rewatch these races.
Thank you for mentioning that, Richard. I was just about to bring that up. Of tomorrow, 11 a.m. Eastern. If you are a new driver, first come, first serve. Get your entry fee, BRB bonus brawl entry, which is additional $5. Get it in as soon as possible, and you can lock in your number that's not already taken by a current driver. Current drivers, we do have a little bit more of a leeway with you. We're going to work with you, and you have a spot until a certain day. I don't remember what that deadline is. I don't know if it's a week before the next season or what it is. But if you are a new driver, it is very important if you want to race with BRB and lock in your spot to be one of the first to sign up. Starting tomorrow at 11 a.m. Eastern. Look in our Discord on the, is it the league payment or like entry fee? On the entry fee, you'll submit your entry fee into that PayPal account, excuse me, entry fee of $25. And if you want to participate in the bonus brawl, an additional $5 on top of that, and we'll get you locked in. But
Well, it's not only the new drivers, the veteran drivers, if they want to switch their number, if they
That's a good
want to
point.
change teams,
Yep.
if they want to do stuff like that, they need to get on that too. Because if you want to change if you are a returning member, your number's locked in. But if you want to change numbers, that is up for grabs, first come, first serve as well. So, FYI, if you want to race next season, period, and make yourself in the cut, be there 11 a.m. Eastern. 9 a.m. the proper mountain time. Make sure you're there and get your stuff signed up.
And a little sidebar here, guys. We here at BRB, like, we have grown to be more than just racing buddies or racing competitors on the track every Tuesday. As you can tell, I mean, every night we got groups playing games together. So, I mean, we're a community now, not just a racing league at this point. I mean, that's our primary focus, but get to know some of the drivers here, get to playing some games. Like, these guys are all playing Repo, watching the podcast right now, and that's a blast of a game for only $10. But I mean, we all play all sorts of different games, from American Truck Simulator to Repo to what's it called?
new one, Storm Outbreak.
Outbreak. You get to chase tornadoes and stuff. But yeah, I mean, our primary focus obviously is racing, but get to know these drivers, get to know everyone personally, and get to playing other stuff with them, especially during this off season. That's the time to do it. And definitely come and do our fun races. I mean, we're putting them up. We're gonna just have fun, have a blast, be in general chat, just talking and laughing. It's gonna be a good time, and it's season 4 will come here quick, and I can't wait to see all the new drivers, and I'm sure we will, a 43 car field for the season opener at Daytona.
Man, wouldn't that be awesome? But no. It's a hot topic, Robert. It's a hot topic. But I think we just wrap it here. We don't even talk about
Yeah.
NASCAR stuff. Let's
No,
just
we're
wrap it
good.
up. This was our last podcast for season 3. Again, we've said it a bunch, but thank you everyone for the amazing season 3 that we had, and we're looking forward to season 4. Holler podcast will be on a 4-ish week break. I think the plan right now is for us to come back on May 1st, which would be the Thursday before we start on May 6th. So that's the plan as of right now. If anything changes, we'll let everyone know, but we're going to enjoy a little bit of a break and get some time to spend with our wives and our families. But thank you all for tuning in all season and supporting not only the league, but the Holler podcast. And man, lots of fun stuff to look forward to. But we'll catch y'all in about a month.
Hold on.
I
Last
know.
time. Season 3, one last time, guys. Buckle it up.
Buckle it up.
Buckle it up.
Or
you'll die.
Well, we'll catch y'all in season 4. And big shout out to Saab Bakris. We appreciate your work and looking forward to all the, what do you call it? Silly season
And
information.
who's the other one? We got another one now that Dakota's doing.
Yeah.
The
Jeff Bluck?
Drek?
Bluff
Yeah,
Bluff
something
Drake,
like
is that what it is? Something like that?
Either way. Love to see it. Thank you both for all your hard work, and looking forward to many more seasons of y'all doing it. But we'll catch y'all in season 4.